My next guest's friendship was forged when they actually met campaigning for menopause awareness. This was back at the Houses of Parliament in 2022. Well, today, Mariella Frostrup and Belle have come together to write their first cookbook. It's called Menolicious. Eat your way to a better menopause. This is to help ease the symptoms of the menopause and perimenopause. And cookbooks, of course, run in Belle's family. Her mum is none other than Dame Mary Berry. Is she your fiercest critic? And has she read the book? Has she approved each recipe?
She's a big fan. We've shared a lot of Tupperware. She's writing her book, and she's coming to all the literary tour. She's coming on that. So, yeah, she's a great fan. She's very proud.
And proud we got our favourite post yesterday, I think, was from Dame Mary supporting us, which, yeah, really counts.
Lovely.
For something.
And the interesting thing, of course, is your mum's 90, but when she was presumably going through the menopause, there would have been none of this conversation. There would have been, there was nothing. And Mariella, of course, you've been campaigning for menopause awareness in almost every area of life. But this cookbook in particular, you say that there are certain things that perhaps as you turn that corner into midlife, that you could have got away with eating a certain way in your 20s and 30s. You should be eating healthy anyway. Yeah. But as you hit this point in your life, there are certain things you need to be adding in and doing it properly if you want to have an easier time.
Look, I'm the last person to want to add further burdens to women, and I think particularly women in midlife are juggling so many things.
Yes.
So the bottom line is this is a book of really easy, really tasty recipes.
Yes.
Brilliantly put together by Belles in terms of the recipes with a few extras from me. But really what it's doing is it's about rebooting what you fuel your body with in midlife. Because basically you can't afford, in your 20s and 30s you can do stuff and get away with it.
Yes.
But, in your 40s and 50s, everything that you feed yourself with ultimately ends up round your middle, sat there like a kind of, extra lump of lard.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be that way. And it's one of the things that I sort of learned at this health camp, boot camp that I used to go to, was that you could eat really well, eat really quite a lot of food, but it doesn't sit. And also you can eat food for energy and strength and so on. So that's kind of... And we don't want to be sat there with a lettuce leaf on our own while our family have a delicious meal.
So, Belles, talk us through then, sort of in a way, in your recipes, what have you discovered with a nutritionist alongside? What are the three... Are there three key things that if you do these three things, and you've got the book, obviously...
The million-dollar question.
Yeah.
If only it was that easy.
Food-wise, yeah.
I mean, I think, we've got a Menolicious method. In there, we've got the nutrient-dense foods. We've got foods for brain health. So half of your plate should be vegetables, salads, protein, healthy grains, healthy fats, not processed foods, some dairy, some isoflavones.
It's interesting you mentioned dairy because I think there's such a kick... there's been such a kickback against dairy. Lots of people are going, I don't have dairy, but you're encouraging dairy, particularly at this age.
Calcium. It's about encouraging dairy. It's about encouraging balance. I think the thing is there are so many food fads and they're so irritating and it's so difficult to keep up with them. And it's all a bit ridiculous. But we all know that a balanced diet, and if you don't stuff yourself with, unrefined sugars and carbs and so on, then basically your body's going to work better for you. And you want to wake up full of energy and I think, support the things that your body needs the most.
And did you do this, or have you learnt new things? Because, of course, you've been advocating for us all to know more about it. But did you learn things through doing this recipe book? You thought, gosh, I didn't realise I should be eating that as well.
Definitely in terms of supporting symptoms. that was not something that I knew about. I barely knew about... Well, I didn't even know really about HRT when I first was in the sort of early stages of perimenopause. So, the whole thing, the whole campaigning journey has been, one of learning new things.
What's your favourite sort of thing in here and why, then? If there's something that you think for hormonal support... this meal, I think, is a good... I'd like to have that 2 or 3 times a week, or I'd like to have that once a week, and it would make me feel like I sleep better or less hot flushes.
But I think you're not going to get less hot flushes. And, yes, you will sleep better if you're digesting better. But I really don't want to be in the meno-washing business and tell people that, all you have to do is eat the food in this book and you'll feel...
Absolutely right.
like you won't have a symptom. That's not the case. But this is about fueling your body properly with the things that will make you feel good and energetic at a time when, you know, the biggest challenge is just kind of navigating your way through what it can be quite a turbulent journey. So for me, like the porridge bread, I love bread, but, you know, eating a baguette every day is not a good idea because your body just doesn't break it down very well.
Slow releasing.
So ours is oats, it's slow releasing, is my friend Orla actually gave me the recipe and then Belles refined it, and that's fantastic. Today I'm going to make an orchard salad with mackerel and fennel. Really easy again to make.
Fatty fish.
Yeah,
fatty fish.
Very
brain, we all need that. Help with
and I
brain
really
fog.
like it in here because on page 14 you've got this sort of really easy sort of glossary of, you know, bits of nutrition plus the food that will go with it. So there's sort of soya and flax seeds for some mild estrogen-like effect
phytoestrogens, the mimicking of estrogen. We really wanted a very, very simple guide. When we got together, we did say that, didn't we? Because we both got attention span problems. So a very visual, very easy to navigate book.
Yes.
And with 100 recipes, so we don't have very much on...
We don't have too much writing. The biggest tester is my husband, who is very, very dismissive of most healthy foods, who cooked up one of the recipes, was a bit worried that he might catch menopause. But having made it, said it's absolutely delicious, and now he makes it into coconut chicken curry, makes it once a week.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, both of you. It is a really beautiful to look book. It's the one you want in your kitchen. It's a lovely looking book. And there's some really interesting facts in there that will really sort of help you. Menolicious, Eat Your Way to a Better Menopause is out now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, lovely. And that's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have all the best moments from the show right here on the channel. And if you like this video, then we think you'll love this one. See you next time.